Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam and welcome to the Kosinski Project, where I'm going to be covering all of the movies directed by Joseph Kosinski.
Who?
Joseph Kosinski, the guy that directed Top Gun Maverick. As it turns out, Joseph Kosinski has directed more movies than Top Gun Maverick. He's got a new one coming out this month called F1. It's my most anticipated movie of the year. So, I'm going to be covering all of the other movies that he has directed. I will talk about Top Gun Maverick, though that video will be a bit different than a traditional review. But I've always been a fan of Joseph Kosinski. I think that he is an underrated director. He's directed more than his fair share of really great movies, so now's as good a time as any to talk about them. Starting off with a movie that is from my beloved year of 2010. It was the one that got it started for me, my movie love. And it's a little banger of a film called Tron Legacy. And in a weird roundabout way, this is two birds, one stone because we're getting a Tron movie a little later this year. But for now, let's talk about Tron Legacy. This was released in 2010, like I mentioned. It starred Garrett Hedlund, Jeff Bridges, Cillian Murphy for one scene, and Olivia Wilde. And this is the sequel to Tron, which was released in 1982. It picks up where that movie ended, where Kevin Flynn, played by Jeff Bridges, created Tron, basically a digital frontier, in his words, where he could pretty much create anything that he wanted to. However, through a series of tragic events, he ends up being stuck there for about 30 years, which leaves a lot of childhood trauma for his son, Sam Flynn, played by Garrett Hedlund. However, he receives a message from Kevin Flynn's former business partner that Kevin Flynn is not only alive, but he's found something, and it's up to Sam Flynn to go into Tron himself and bring Kevin Flynn back, but all without fighting his doppelganger and an AI that's out for blood named Clue, played also by Jeff Bridges. This movie is very precious to me. I saw it with my dad Christmas Eve 2010, and it was a great day. Like we saw a matinee, it was in 3D. That was around the time where 3D was really in like the height of its modern powers. Like there were several movies released that year in 3D, like Clash of the Titans, this, Avatar is another big one, but that was December of '09. Point is, this was caught in the middle of the big 3D craze, but it was also caught in the middle of a time where Disney was trying a lot of things. They were going back to things they wouldn't normally go back to, mostly because they wanted to replicate successes of like Pirates and other things. Tron 3 has been in a bit of a development hell because this movie at the time was seen as just pretty good, but over time has gotten a glittering reputation. I have loved this movie since the beginning. I'm man enough to admit that it is not perfect, but it is a movie that I have a deep love and I have an incredibly soft spot for. The chief reason among them being, well, actually, chief two reasons being the music and the effects. Let's start with the music. The soundtrack for this movie was done by Daft Punk. And if you've seen this movie, I don't think I even need to play a clip. You're probably thinking of a song or two from this movie in your head. Daft Punk are sadly broken up, which is sad to say the least, because they created one of the greatest film scores of all time. I don't think maybe outside of the original Blade Runner has a sci-fi movie and its score just really gone like this together. The score is so good that it kind of smooths over kind of the weaker elements of Tron Legacy. You're too busy vibing and just sucked into the world that you don't even notice that this is basically a glorified rescue mission. Just like how Blade Runner is basically a cop trying to do his job. But Los Angeles in 2019 is so captivating that, and you're just sucked into the Tyrells and the unicorns of the world that you just barely notice. Same thing with Tron Legacy. The blues, the oranges mixed in with that pounding score, just, it's beautiful stuff. Like, just watch the arena scene by itself. I'm talking about the light bike scene. Like, watch that and thank me later. Garrett Hedlund and Jeff Bridges are both good in their respective roles. I always forget that Olivia Wilde is in this movie as well, and she's predictably good as well. People have complained that the CG on Clue is not great, and I think it's okay. I just think my main problem with it is that it just looks too clean. I just, maybe it's just me personally, but it's angled in such a way to where the head just never looks right to me. It's not horrible, it's not unwatchable. For me, it's just weird. It's a bit too weird to live. Thankfully, the rest of the effects of this movie are absolutely awesome, so one bad effect should not spoil the bunch on this one. The weakest part of the movie, though, is the story, and I've touched on it a little bit ago, but I'll touch on it here again. This is basically a rescue mission with some vague sci-fi elements of AI and Kevin Flynn creating this AI and it getting out of control. There's some stuff you could do there, and I personally hope Tron Ares does something similar. I honestly have no idea what they're going to do with that one. I hope it's good. I'm praying that it's good. But I just feel like there was money left on the table with doing a bit of a deeper dive into the more sci-fi stuff of it. Maybe 2010 Disney fans just weren't ready for something like that. Who really knows? But the story is just serviceable. It could be better. That's my main criticism. All told, though, I'm giving this a great rating, but a high grade rating. This movie is just such a pleasure to watch for the eyes and the ears. If somehow you haven't seen it or seen it in a while, I can't recommend it enough. Go out of your way to watch it. And with Tron Ares coming out, never a better chance to catch up. But what did you all think of this movie? If you've seen it, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say. And I will review the original Tron in honor of Tron Ares, but when that movie comes out a little later on in the year. But as far as the Kosinski project goes, I will be continuing on with his first collaboration with a guy named Tom Cruise. It's 2013's Oblivion. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.